Now, in the loft this evening, we're joined by someone who needs no introduction, Chef Aya. Now, from being a finalist in a popular cooking show to working in a 5-star restaurant as a sous chef, he's here today to tell us all about his wonderful culinary journey and what it's like navigating the world as a private chef in the industry. Welcome back to the loft, Chef.
Yeah, it's always beautiful to come here.
I know, Chef Aya definitely got the memo coming through with the combos.
It's summertime, come on. And it's my birthday month, so why not?
Celebrate.
I mean, finally I get to sit down.
Talk to us, Chef Aya, about how you started off in the culinary industry before you were chef and then finally to where you are today.
Yeah, I think for me, I really started through a mother that paid attention very well. I think, my career actually started off with my mother. We were staying together and at the age of 5, that's when she taught me how to cook rice. She'd come back at like 9 in the evening, and so when she comes back at home at 9, she will then do like a gravy so that we can have with the rice.
Oh, yeah.
But because she'll be tired and it's at night, she'll just do eggs, and we'll have like eggs and rice. And still
I think
today,
it's staple in so many households.
But funny enough, till today, it's my favorite thing to eat, and I don't get tired of it. We can go out, and I'll still get home. If I have rice, I'll do my eggs and just enjoy that.
Yeah.
And then from there, also, I didn't know that chefing could be something that one can make it a career. And also, I think the lack of knowledge from where we came from, it was never something that also I can learn to be proud of, because of how your friends will tell you, no, you should do like, you should be a musician or an artist or graphic designer, because of how you also present yourself.
Yeah.
Which then became something that was only my secret. And not a lot of people knew about it until Top Chef happened.
Wow.
But before Top Chef happened, I remember when I was doing matric, you know, at school, you always get asked to do orals about what you want to do after high school. And I had nothing. I had literally nothing to do. My mom was like, try chefing, and then if it doesn't work, you can do anything that you want, but I'll support you. And that coming from her, knowing that I've got friends who said to me, well, if I could go to my parents and say I want to do chefing, they'll disown me. So hence, I also decided to keep it to myself, even though it was the one thing that made me happy, and I created this world whereby I was like, this is only where you belong, and this is only where your happiness is, and only you know it.
Yeah.
And then after Top Chef happened, it was so crazy. Everyone that was judging me, that I was when I was telling them that I'm a chef, they then came to me applauding me and wanting to work with me and wanting to do some stuff with me. And then I was like, where were you guys all along? Had I not then be there for myself and carry myself throughout, I would have actually left it. You know what I mean? So I think listening to your heart is very important.
I mean, shout out to Chef Aya, and shout out to all the South Africans out there who are actually following their passions and doing, doesn't matter what anyone else has to say, doing what you're passionate about. And you have just gotten so much success doing so. I mean, we've already spoken about being a finalist on that show. You also went into being a sous chef in a 5-star restaurant. And now you're private chefing.
Yeah,
I mean, so many highlights. What would one highlight be if you had to give a highlight?
So I think for me, the biggest highlight would actually be after being part of Top Chef. I think the confidence that I've got after the Top Chef gig that I did, coming from a place where I had no one to talk about what I did and I couldn't even brag about. And those conversations, when you have like meet up with friends, they start asking what do you do, and I would always say I'm a waiter and I'm a student. So I can just run away from that conversation, because it really sort of me down, you know, because I like people to like what I do and what I'm about. But then again, it was just the growth of understanding that you are you, and what you're about, only you know it. So it was just being confident. And the biggest highlight was actually the fact that I was so much confident with my work, and I just didn't need anyone's approval. It was either that or nothing.
I like that. Okay, so you definitely took a different turn with your answer. A lot of people say it's when, for example, I know that you won this Best Seafood Chef. A lot of people would keep their accolades as highlights, being able to work with this person or cooking for that person. But for you, your highlight happened internally.
I think, it was internally, but also at the same time, remember you mentioned that I've done so much. I've worked in catering, in restaurants and hotel and events companies. But for me, it was, you know, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, whereby you're just chilling and you're just like, I feel like there's so much that I can do, but it's just that I don't know how to do it or where to start. So what I did was, you know what, I did my own research on how this field or how this industry is like, and how many doors that I can actually open and try out. So I did all of those, and the one that I haven't tried out was private chefing. And also, in Cape Town, I was told, being young and also being black without any connections, it's going to be really difficult for me to actually hit the market.
It's clicky.
Exactly. Before I resigned from my job, it actually took me 5 years to eventually say I'm resigning, because of how people would say, you are great and you are this and that and that. I think when people are giving you so much compliments, take that as a push, but don't act on it if you're not ready. Because what's going to happen, you're going to act and then you're going to deal with situations that you can't even handle. So for me, saying that it took me 5 years, I'm really grateful that I actually stuck there till that 5 years. Because after that 5 years, I was like, you know what? I don't care if the next years I'm going to give myself work so it don't work, but I'm going to give it a try. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't work. But to tell you the truth, I was broke, but that was the happiest I've been in the longest of time. Ever since I've worked, when I had no job and struggling and also wanting to focus on what I wanted to build for myself, that's the only time I was the happiest in the industry. But okay, that's when it started. And then moving up then with private chefing, I managed to find people that are doing it already in Cape Town. So I was like to them, book me, you don't have to pay me. I can just walk around and see how it works. So that I need to find out, how do you charge? How does the grocery work? How is the shopping? How do you interact with clients? And how is the setup of this house that you visit? But likely, I've been getting a lot of these villas, people that are staying in villas, so it's houses that already have equipment and all of that.
It's already set up.
But also at the same time, when I go to a house, I carry my own equipment with, because you don't know how the house is, if it has a gas or a electric oven stove, which I prefer the gas ones, and I always carry like this one burner with me.
And something that you've taken and ran with that's become so popular and so successful, and trust me, we've all heard about it and seen it on Instagram, is Chef Aya's dinners. I mean, it seems as if you've probably cooked for any and everyone. Recently on social media, I saw that you were private chefing for Lona Maseko and
Imagine.
I had such envy for those plates. I saw the spread. Also, I was like, this is amazing.
I mean, it was great. Look at Lona. Lona was a judge on my show that I was part of. And to be cooking for her, it was just so amazing. And also how I was and vibing with her in the kitchen, it was just like, this is great. This is great. That's why you really need to do what you are good at, and then the rest will just fall into its place.
What do these dinners entail?
So for me, I always talk about my life and my stories. For me, those dinners were inspired by growing up and not having a space as young adults or grown-ups of, sitting around. Remember, as we like to go out, we like to party, and there is never a time where we can actually sit and converse and talk about our everyday struggles and our and stuff, because when you talk around people, you start to find out that this person is doing this and that, or why don't we do a collaboration together?
So
for me, networking. So for me, I am a very shy person. I don't go out and talk first. I wait for someone to come to me. So those dinners for me were that, whereby I get 15 to 20 people who sit down, and every single dish you have to change settings. So for me, it was all about, sharing life and all of that.
I guess, Chef Aya, it seems as if you've truly curated the most beautiful dining experience for all of your guests, and that is exactly what we're going to be asking you to do today. Don't worry, Chef Dumi has already curated a recipe and a menu for us. You're just going to have to put your chef skills on point. Are you ready?
Listen, I'm ready. I'm forever ready. When it's kitchen time,